Before I started my channel, I was doing what people do who are watching this channel, which is look at other people for info, or just watching or reading, paying attention. And I was always fascinated with what are the people that get lots and lots of stuff. What do they actually listen to? Do they actually like move from this item and then the next one comes out and they get that item? Do they do that? Is there sometimes when they get something and then they keep that thing, or they go 3 steps up price-wise and years later and then they think, I actually like the other one better? I'm the type of person that when I look at a photograph, I don't look at the subject of the photograph, I look at the background first. So sometimes I've replied to people and I've said, is that something in the background? And some people are uncomfortable by that because you're not paying attention to what they're photographing, you're paying attention to something else, and I do that naturally. You take a picture of yourself, I know that you're there mentally because I'm looking at a human, but I'm actually looking at stuff around. What's in the background? What's that? What's the other stuff? Because that's the way my brain works. So when I was reading other people's reviews, while I focused on what they were reviewing, in my mind I'm always thinking, what does that dude listen to when they are not on the camera? When they're not writing stuff and taking care of this thing, what are they doing? So a minute 30 seconds in, let me go ahead and get started with this. One of the ones that I've talked about several times, I lucked out on this one. I got one that was a loaner from Currawong, that was the same one that was reviewed by Headphonia, I believe. So it was like one unit that had traveled around, and I guess it ended up with Currawong, and he sent one to me. I fell in love with it, but I had to send it back to him, and then I went and I bought one that was used and loved it. And then for some reason, because I'm stupid, that would be the reason, I got rid of it. And then I felt stupid about that very quickly, and then by really amazing chance I ended up running into a perfectly packaged, never used, never updated Calyx M. And I paid $600 for it because it's probably the finest sounding. It doesn't have EQ, it doesn't have balance. It's just got a list of reasons why I wouldn't like it, but it's in my possession. And I listen to it from time to time just to compare to other stuff because it's an amazing confluence of things, luck. I don't know. It's people who have it and love it. If you get rid of it, you probably would regret it. There's nothing out there on the market right now, sans maybe an N8, that I would say has a better sense of just the way it plays music. So what does Bad Guy Good Audio Reviews have? Has a Calyx Audio M. I can't wreck it because it's got so many problems with it, but sound-wise, I do. You guys know that I get rid of stuff a lot. I do auctions, donate some to charities. Somebody had a laugh about that not too long ago, and I got really pissed off about that. You don't do the charity thing, that's cool, but don't even sideways mock it, man. One of the things that has never departed me is my choice for OverEars, which would be the Urban Fun. I don't know if there's another name, the Beryllium. These are my OverEars of choice. I absolutely love these things. Again, this is not stuff that I'm trying to tell you because this isn't being, like, nobody sent this to me for free and I'm promoting this to you. These are beryllium coated drivers. You can put i-Fi, what was the IDSD on turbo, very, very powerful amp. Put it in this and also elevate the bass and almost no distortion, and it'll hit pretty close to as hard as a JVC SZ, but you'll keep your mid frequencies. An amazing set, simply amazing. Love it. Never ever gonna let it go. That would be OverEars. This is Planar. I can't really show you it more than this because stuff. I'll get into it at another time. I love these. The comfort of these is absolutely amazing. The sound is fantastic. I use these. These are my actually over-ear planars. I'm trying to keep it at an angle so you can't really see it. That's like a mystery. Maybe someday I can tell you. Empire ears. This is not the case. This case came from NF Audio, I think. This is the Legend X. I was sent a demo unit, and then I asked if I could keep it. I was offered half price. I paid $1,000. I turned around and sold that about 6 months after that, and thought that I made a big mistake. So what I ended up doing after selling one for a little over what I paid for it, so I got a deal, somebody else got a deal, I went out and bought it again, like full price, $2,000 pretty much. So the Legend X is one went and came back. One of the only IEMs in its price range that I bought it. It's in my collection. This plus the Calyx is pretty epic. It's kind of warmish, but it's the quality of the output of that DAP and power, which it's pretty good. I think it's got a Class A amp, I'm not sure. And just the overall quality of this via the crossovers is just exceptional. So I use this. You guys have seen this before. This is the EX1000 by Sony. It's got all of the mini XLR connections. I use it with all the DAPs that come in here. It's my touchstone. I know it. I love it. This is the JVC. I had this, sold it, bought the newer version, sold it, and then decided that I liked the other one, original. This is the FC1100 or 1200. This was the one that was released, I think, in maybe 2014. And then there was one that came and replaced it, and I actually wasn't a fan of that one so much, but I love the original one. So I went out and got this again just to keep it because it's wood. It's a very unique sound. I love it very much. Having it in my collection, important. So I got that. A lot of people talk about the X800. I'm glad it's having a revival. This is my EX800. It's obviously been recabled. Changing the cables on this is horrifically difficult. This was done by Pateric. It's got the red for right, and it's already got red right there. But this is one of the things that maybe caused him to go into retirement. Doing EX customs suck, but the sound on this is just. So I got the two EXs as permanent keepers. Sony released the Via, which was my first computer, and it sucked ass. And then Sony was connected to the DVDs that were putting rootkits basically in people's computers to prevent you from copying them, which put government computers at risk. And Sony's a fucking. I'm not a big fan of the company, but some of the shit they do is just fucking fantastic. And I think I got even one more. This is the EX1. No, I'm sorry, the XB90EX, which was customized. I sent them also to Pateric and said, have a listen to these. And he went ahead and took that shit cable off it and did a magnificent job of putting this together. I've had people offer me. I was going to sell these for $300 and the person balked, and I'm glad that he didn't jump because I've got like the only custom cabled XB90X in the world, probably. So there's 3 Sony. We're not done. This is the MA900. These are open back. Like you can't believe how open back these are. These are 70 millimeter. They've got I put Taconi pads on this. It's huge. It completely covers your ear. It's wide open back. It's very similar to being at a concert because all the ambient noise is around you. I've also got it terminated mini XLR so I can connect it to anything. So for open backs, I'm using the MA900s. For planars, I'll maybe comment in the future what these are. I love them very much. For over ears, I'm using the Urban Fun. I love them to death. For my DAP that I'm not reviewing or doing something. Cord Hugo 2 also, but that's to be able to use like a Surface Pro, but high quality sound. So it's like an external sound card, the Hugo 2. So I'm not going to put that in the video. Calyx would be the DAP that I let go and then got again. The Empire Ears would be the expensive ones that I let go and bought again, and paid much more the second time. I let go of the. I didn't let go of the EX1 or 800s. I've kept these and never let them go. I did let go of the JVC FC1100, or it's called the 1200 in Japan. I don't remember, but this was usurped by a new double series, like their mid and top of the line. I like this one better, so I sold the other one and got back the original. So new is not better. That dab is 2013, 14, right around that. That's 5-6 years ago. These are years and years and years ago. This is like 4 versions old of the 70mm design. They went ahead and did the something 7, I think is the name, and then also Z1, or I can't remember the names of the new Sonys. But I wrecked this one all day long. So what do I, Bad Guy Good Audio Reviews, listen to? I listen to a M11 with Aurelius tube amp. I listen to Calyx M. I listen to Urban Fun's OverEars. I listen to MA900s. I listen to unnamed Planar. I listen to the JVCs. Where is Chi-Fi in here? This is your question, maybe. I don't know. Urban Ears are Chi-Fi, I'm pretty sure. If the list that I have with that box is to maintain a visual of what I like the most. And it looks neat and organized, so I keep it like that. What items that are in that box would I keep if somebody said, you can take 3? I don't know if it would necessarily be my top 3 because they might be somewhat redundant. I would think that if I had to take 3 out of that case and keep them with me, I would probably grab the S8F, because I just find it to be my particular favorite, though I can see why it might be fatiguing for others. The other one that I would take would be the BGVP DM6. I know that might fucking blow people's mind, but I've graphed it live. It's the deviation from bass to 8K is 2-3 dB. It's literally bass to mids and a treble that like it's nothing like the one Critical had. And there was variations by units, and I got lucky and got a fantastic set. So the DM6, the S8F, and if I had to take a third one out of there, it would be so the S8F would be balanced armatures. That would be out, and I would be keeping that. The DM6 is also balanced armatures, but it's got a that was the set that turned me on to Chi-Fi. Its possibilities and potential. It was so amazing that lots of people were disliking it before they had it in their possession. Like Clavinet actually did that. He was talking about, don't buy this because before he got it. I can get the pushback of hype, but get it and listen to it at least before. So there were a lot of people that developed their opinions before they heard it, and that's fine. But what 3 would I take? The S8F I take the DM6, and then the third one I take, if I was going to take a dynamic driver, would probably be a set that I don't have in my possession. I would think the number 3, but very close would be the Tanch-Jim Oxygen, which I'm probably going to buy another set. I got rid of those on a raffle, but I might buy another set and then take plumbing aluminum tape, which is very thick. It's like tin can thickness, and I could make and just slightly elongate the stem just a little bit, and then put something on it to keep tips on the edge, and then use that. I think the Oxygens are fantastic. And the last one is one that is on the way to me, which is the ASG Arsonics 2.5, which I've been looking for, and I've just done a deal for that. And then really that's my collection. So thanks for your 14 minutes. I think that this has value because when I watched people before, my mind was always, what are they listening to? I know they're saying that this item's awesome and you should buy this item, but what do they listen to? And also, what would they pick if they had to like take only a few of them? So like I said, the S8F I would take, the DM6 I would take, and the number 3 TI, just because it's stronger built, doesn't sound any different from the plastic, or the Tanch-Jim. Tanch-Jim might shock people because I don't have it on my, I don't talk about it anymore because it didn't fit. The nozzle is too short. It's a crippling problem, but I have the skill, it doesn't take much to extend that and to keep it metal, very dense, so I don't lose anything, like extending it using rubber or some stupid shit. I got enough MacGyver skills to extend that just a little bit and then make a lip for the tip and then have the oxygens with a slightly longer nozzle. So that's my stuff. And the reviews will now continue. And I'm out.